Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you had a lovely week. I thought that maybe today I could do a little something a bit different. So this past Wednesday, I think, I really felt like doing a watercolor piece and I wasn't really sure of what to draw. I was a bit stuck. So I decided to record the whole process of the watercolor for me, from the first thumbnails and concept sketches to the I didn't record the tracing bit where I trace my sketch with the help of my computer screen, but it's just a very basic thing. I just take this finished sketch, which is the one you're probably seeing right now, the one I'm adding pencil to, and what I do is I take a photo of it, I make it larger on my computer, like I just zoom the image, I turn the shine on the computer to the top, like the most shine it can have, and I turn the lights off and switch off anything that can bring light to the room, and I trace it. I don't trace it exactly, I just trace most of the points I want to keep intact, and if I have something that I'm not sure of how to do it, or I want to keep more loose, then I'll just trace that bit with less detail just on top. So then I'll do a pencil sketch to refine the sketch I just traced, and then I'll start painting. And yeah, I thought about recording the whole thing because I thought it might be interesting to have footage of the whole piece coming together, and I really struggled at the beginning. I had like 3 images that I was really inspired from the pose. I was taking like the legs from one, the hands from another, and the face pose from another. It was kind of like a mix of 3 or 4 poses, I think. I usually do that when I'm looking for a new piece, because I never really copy an image completely anymore, and if I do, it turns out so different than the real image, it doesn't really matter. So I was stuck because I did a few sketches, as you probably saw, and I wasn't completely sure about the pose. It wasn't that it was incorrect, but it wasn't inspiring me as much as I thought it would. So at the end, I was really liking the top, like the hand pose and the face and the hair. So I decided just to do the top part of the body and leave it like that. And I really like that bit much more. And it was really so enjoyable. I haven't done watercolors properly in a while, and I've been missing it. I just realized that when I was doing it, I was like, wow, I've been missing this. I love watercolors so much. I've been a bit afraid of them lately, because my latest watercolor pieces weren't as great as they used to. Well, probably not as they used to, but as I feel they were. But this was really, really pleasant. I was really happy with it. I loved to build the skin tone by tone, layer by layer. It was very fun. Actually, this paper had a little bit more of grain than what I'm used to. You probably can see it in some bits of the video. Usually I don't get paper with so much grain. I like a bit of grain, but not that much, because I like to do some line work before or after, or sometimes both. And this paper with so much grain can damage the fine liners quite a lot. So yeah, I don't usually choose this kind of paper, but honestly, I was really happy with how it was turning out, because it was grabbing the watercolor very well, and it was allowing me to do a lot of layers, which is a good thing. I always love that. The hair, I think, was my favorite part, but it's usually my favorite part anyway. And I changed the color of the robe by the end of the video because I wasn't enjoying the color palette. I was thinking about doing kind of like an all blue color palette, maybe leaving some white spaces, but I wasn't really convinced. So I thought about doing a purple things just to match up the blue, kind of like a monochrome blue purplish palette, but I really didn't like it. I thought it was just very plain, so I decided to turn it red, and I love it now. I think it looks very good. I think it kind of reminds me of a kimono or something like that. I don't know. She kind of reminds me, actually, of, if you see the movie Kubo and the Two Strings, like the mother, Kubo's mom, I think she reminds me a bit of her. But yeah, I was actually thinking about calling her Warden of the Moon or Moonlight Warden or something like that, and I actually fell onto that she was looking very similar to Kubo's mom, and it actually has some kind of similarities. So I don't know, I guess my subconsciousness just thought, oh, she looks like Kubo's mom, let's just make her something related with the moon. I didn't do it on purpose, but it did look like that. And then an Instagram follower gave me an idea to a background story, and it was really lovely. I really liked it. Like, she's kind of a warden of the moonlight, combating against the dark forces, and she's like a good obviously creature trying to protect the moonlight. It was very lovely. And yeah, so I decided to call her Moonlight Warden at the end. I think I really needed to go back to watercolors, and I'm planning on doing some more pieces soon. I actually think they're the most pleasing medium for me. I always come back to watercolor once in a while, and I think, wow, I missed that. I would love to know what's your favorite medium, if you have one, if there's something that you really love. I actually can't decide sometimes, because I really love inking, but it stresses me out a bit more. Well, sometimes both stress me out, but like there's occasions for both, but really it was very fun, especially the hair. I used a lot of the time on the hair, but it was so much fun, honestly. I love to draw flowy hair, long hair, like, I think it gives so much expression to a piece. I don't really have so much to say in this video. I just wanted to walk through this piece so you can know a bit more about it, and you can actually know what my thoughts were in the beginning and at the end. I hope you can bear with me with this video, me just blabbing around. Well, and maybe you like this format of videos, so you can let me know if you do. I was going to say that actually my least favorite part to do in this piece was rope, especially the beginning. At the end I was really liking it. As I told you before, I wasn't really enjoying the color, so I wasn't really liking to work on the rope, but by the end when I was turning it red I was really enjoying it, but the thing wouldn't dry, so I was like doing other things, waiting for every layer to dry, and I couldn't help but add some more red sometimes so it wouldn't dry. And I was just there adding more red until it was saturated enough. That's the thing sometimes with watercolors. I like on my pieces maybe some colors not that saturated, but maybe have a very saturated tone. So I was just about to add some acrylics, but I thought that I might ruin it, so I left it like that. But it was honestly a good choice on my mind. I was like, yeah, maybe acrylics will do good. I think I'm happy that I left it like that, because at the end it produces a bit more of a harmonized feel, especially because the background is very light. And I have a thing, because I really can't do backgrounds. Only if I really try to do them, but sometimes I don't plan them, and when it comes the moment of doing them, I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything with this background. And because I love the attention to go to my figures and like the hair and the robe and her face, I just really didn't want to do anything in the background or put a very solid color that will call the attention of everyone. I just did kind of like a flowy mist, kind of night mist, or just blue sky, or whatever you want to interpret it with. But I think I should really work on how I do my backgrounds. I should try to improve on that, and I actually want to improve on giving stories to my characters, because with this one I was trying to think of a story while I was doing her, and I came up with anything. I just came up with the moonlight thing, and it was like I had that concept, but I couldn't come up with anything. And I would love to have more stories to my characters, because I think it really helps you connect with them and with bees and make the bees a bit better and make it like more deep and more connected to you as an artist, you know. So I'm thinking about framing her maybe and put her for sale on my Etsy shop, but I probably want to scan her first and I have to get home to do that. So I'll try to put her up for sale on my Etsy shop and maybe do some products or some merchandise of her on Society 6 or something. But yeah, if you're interested in her, you can let me know. So I really hope you enjoyed this process to see it from begin to end. I'm really excited to go back to watercolors and try to do more things and work these flaws that I've talked about before. I hope you enjoy it. Give it a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos, because I post a video every single Friday. So I'll see you next week. Bye!